Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zero from Techdragon.info, and once again joined by Lola.
Good day or night.
What about morning or evening? Anyways,
Too many.
we are on. Yes, Lola. What's the name of this map? That is the popular name for this map, and we'll get to it why in a bit. This map comes in 3 different variations. We are currently on the assault mode. There is a encounter mode, and of course, as always, a normal mode. And hello.
And I forgot to move.
Okay, so good job. We'll start off with this side. Now, I'll enlarge my map real quick to start this off with. Okay, so the green team is defending, starts up here on this hill, and they're going to need to defend this section and this section. That's where the main assaults are going to come from. So we are currently going to demonstrate how you're going to be assaulting from this direction, basically. You know, keep the map slightly larger, because this is the 3 different versions on this map play the same but very differently, sort of, and I'll explain why. So normally when you're assaulting, you go through this forest, and this is basically roughly the part where you're going to need to be careful, because you're going to get lit up and seen by the people on the hill. So when you're defending, you're going to be on that hill. I can't really show you, but I'll show you in a bit. You'll be on that ledge, and a lot of people will camp there. Some people say it's a good idea, some people say it's a bad idea. I'm not going to say either way, because I don't want to provoke any flaming. It depends on what tank I'm on, what I do. But I've noticed a lot of the times, if you go down and you don't get everyone, well, not everyone, but, you know, a majority with you, if you go down, it's just suicide. So staying up then, in that, you know, in that situation is usually the better idea. So you have a nice piece of hard cover here. This is a church, I guess. Not sure. Doesn't matter. So good hard cover, and as you can see, that will be the ridge line that they will all be sitting on, almost all of them. So you come through the forest, you basically crest the hill there with gun depression if you can, or stay in the forest and stay hidden, and you'll shoot at the people that, you know, light up. If you have a scout and you are fast enough, the best thing you could do is either you sit in the little town here, like anywhere in there in bushes, but you're more than likely gonna get spotted. But if you can make it, you know, without getting spotted, good job. And you can light them all up. Or you can be really cheeky and stay down here. If you can stay underneath all their guns, you can light the whole bloody ridge line up. And they'll have to come forward, completely expose their tank just to take you out, while your team shoots the crap out of them. So that is a pretty good thing if you can make it. Like I said, you really need the speed to get there in time, because people spawn up here. They're already...
You can't break the windmill.
Nope. No. Windmill is sturdy.
No, the blades.
Oh, yeah. Duh. I'll just show some of the locations up here. Here is a good spot for the reason that the hill in front of you here, as you can see, is higher. There's a little bit of a dent here. So you have, you know, if you have depression, hold down position, and you have shrubbery cover. Shrubbery is always good. So that's a good position. Those other shrubberies here as well, because they go slightly up the hill. You'll be more exposed, but you have bush cover. This section here, again, you have slightly bit of hill there protecting you a little bit. You can back out a little bit, and again, be sort of hold down, but not really. And keep in mind, if there's artillery, you gotta keep moving here, because artillery will just be focusing on this section here of the map, the 890 and B0 line. On this side, there's a bush here. Again, it goes upwards, so if you have depression, it's a semi-hold down position. Not really, but, you know, semi. And there's some tree cover as well. So those are basically the spots up here, and then you have the windmill, which I'll quickly show. and the windmill. Some bush cover here, and that house is destructible, so keep that in mind. It won't save you for very long. Now we're gonna cover a couple of the modes at the same time. So if you could come up the hill and like halfway up the hill, like you're assaulting from that side. Oh, there you are. Can you come down to like just over here to just almost to the top of the hill? So, okay, I'm gonna enlarge my minimap again. When you are in assault mode, they're gonna come down here through the forest, you know, from there up and towards here. But your fighting them will most likely be here at the forest edge. Okay, in assault mode. However, if you are in normal mode or encounter mode, with encounter your flag is here, and normally your flags are here and here. Well, here and here. So, in encounter mode you start here and here, which means this is key. If you can bash their turrets in, like right here, then you're more than likely going to be victorious. You send a small group to either over here or throughout the bottom here towards, you know, get the hold down positions in this ridgeline here and shoot at the flag. But this hill is key in both normal battle and in encounter mode. So you're going to be more than likely this side. If this is your base or you spawn up here, you're going to be fighting along this ridgeline where we are right now. So the tanks down here do need depression. So where Lola at the moment is going to be the tanks with the depression. And if there's artillery, you're more than likely going to be roughly over here. So they will have to come up like that, shoot, and then pull back anti-artillery as well. So they're going to be down the hill and, you know, move back up the hill, shoot, run back down, shoot, like that. And you're going to be in the back here and using this building as cover for both artillery and them. And this cover for your side. And there's that little shed thingamajiggy, I have no idea what it is, doghouse that absorbs one shot. And I do believe that down here you're slightly below the hill as well for people over there. So that's basically the fighting on this hill. More or less, it's almost always going to be on that side of the hill. If you're fighting on the other side, but we already covered it, what the positions are. Doesn't matter what game mode you're in, that's going to be the same pretty much. So this hill is very much a fight of depression. If you have a strong turret, you definitely want to be here, and it doesn't matter really what side you are on here. Any direction here, the whole side is basically the same, so that doesn't matter. Man, this thing really doesn't turn. This is ridiculous. No sharp turns whatsoever. So, if you are assaulting from this side, and you don't, they're defending up there, so they already have all the key positions up there. Gonna be down here partially, and further back. Depends on what tank you have, of course, and what they have up there, and it depends on a lot. But you have a couple of hills here, like this one. As you can see, I can almost completely vanish behind this hill, and I'm pretty sure if you go down far enough, you can almost completely. I think if you go off to the left here a bit, over here, yeah, I can pretty much completely disappear from their perspective. So you have some fire safe locations from their perspective, not from RD, but from there. And then you can come up, shoot, pull back. So do the same thing that you were doing on that hill up there, but from further away. Of course, you have all the tree cover, so you're going to be detected a lot less. So if you are defending, if you are in encounter mode, either way, you probably want to have scouts near this forest, if you can. And a good way to get some scouts is through the middle here. You can get scouts up into like these bushes here from either side. I mean, this goes for both sides. This, in here, well, not so much if you're the bottom team at the moment, but, if you're the green team or the top team at the moment, then yeah, getting them in there is good. Getting them in here. This weird fire coming into me the whole time. I don't know where it's coming from.
You're welcome for the special effects.
So, if you can get like a scout in here, you can light them all up as they come by, and that will be very useful for your team. And some more positions in the back here for lighting up the ones that are actually going up the hill. You can see. So, as a scout, you have a couple of options in the middle here, which is very much passive scouting. I guess we'll do a quick tour of the bases, and that already pretty much covers this map. It's not a very intricate map. It's control the hill. The field here in front, so directly behind me here, is usually not key at all. It's slightly more key when you're doing an encounter and let me open up the map real quick, and one team starts here and one team starts here. So then the field in the middle is slightly more key, but you're still going to go over the hill because the high ground. So that field in most cases is not key. Artillery is going to be all the way throughout here on this backside, in this whole corner, anywhere and everywhere. There's no real one preferred location. Dum, 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 dum. Shooting and firing on the move is so ridiculous. Oh, yay! It hit something. Well, you hit me already at once as well. So,
yeah, but you always
for
kill
the
me,
base.
so I get that.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
The back of this base, not very interesting. Artillery is almost never inside the actual base here. This is where the flank area is in normal game. And the reason why people call this campinovka is because people camp the crap out of this map. So if you get this map, don't forget your tent and your campfire and all that. Sit down, relax, and camp the shit out of it.
Don't forget the s'mores.
Right.
We're gonna be very bored and hungry.
Yep. So, positions. I like this one just because there's a lot of shrubbery in front of you. You can cover this, and you can cover some of the marsh when they get to like that point, which is already quite far into your base, or towards your base. But actually, no, you can see them right there already. You can see about half of it. So it's a pretty good side to cover that. Then you have inside the building, which protects most of your tank, but don't feel safe in there. They can still shoot you through those windows. This bush over here is very, 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 very deceptive. It's evil. Let's see if you can spot it. If I were to go to the bush, and I'm behind the bush, so you can see. Let's roll back. Do you see the problem? It's completely open. If you roll towards this bush, your tank is going to be completely exposed, and they're going to see you. Oh, wow. That went straight for you.
It really did. Ow.
Bounce. So,
well, I can't. Oh, there you are.
again, I would suggest if you stay on this, in your base. I'm not saying defending the base is a bad thing. If you're a TD or a very slow TD, or it's not a bad thing to protect your base at all. I've seen this game lost because everybody went hill. They continued fighting throughout the whole game, and the other team just walked through the field and captured the base. So, these fences here that I'm knocking down, if your tank is high enough, you don't want to knock them down. They will absorb one shot. So keep them up if you can shoot over them, but a lot of the smaller tanks can't. Again, good bush cover here, good view range of most of the map, and you have hard cover. Keep in mind that the stupid bloody Russian artilleries can sometimes shoot over this building even if you hug it like this, which if you ask me is friggin' retarded, but they can. And no, I wasn't standing here, they didn't shoot through that roof like that. No, I was standing here when I got hit. I mean, how the hell? The show has to come in at this angle to even hit me. It wasn't a splash damage, it was a direct hit. I might have been even closer, I might have been actually hugging the building. This is bloody ridiculous. But anyways, that's enough about ranting about artillery. We all know they suck. Yeah, I'm not happy with this patch with artillery. They seem to be more accurate. This side here, there's no fence thingamajiggy and there's no bush cover. So keep that in mind. Ow. Here again you have bush cover. This is actually a pretty good position because you have double bush cover. So that means that even if you shoot, you might actually not get detected. Can you see me now, by the way?
No.
How about now? Still can't see me?
No.
So yeah, it's double. Do you have binoculars?
No.
Okay, cam on it? Okay. And we're pretty much...
Nice.
I'm stopping. We're pretty much equal tanks, because I don't have any of those either. But just this, the fact that I'm behind a double bush here means that I can see her, but she can't see me. Even when I'm shooting. So even shooting doesn't light me up. Again here, building, openings. If you look through them, then you can get shots. Same here, bush covers. And okay, now. Hey, stop it. When you're assaulting, so coming from currently that side, and you make it all the way up here, and it might be a good idea or suggestion to go down here. I mean, it's completely covered from them. They won't be able to shoot you, and they would have to come all the way towards you. And you can come up pretty darn far into the base before you even expose your tank at all. And even then, you can actually come up behind a bush for all the people that are down there. So they might not even see you till you're like right here. So you can get pretty damn far into this base without being detected if you can make it up to that corner.
Where are you? You see me?
No.
Oh.
I'm coming into the field.
Oh, I see you.
Anyway. So, this is the main road from one end to the other because you can see, all they can see from that direction would be my turret. Or maybe not even my turret. So, this road is semi-protected. Water here, too deep to swim. Don't try this at home. So, we come to this side. This is an artillery spot, a potential artillery spot. Don't see them here very often, but they do go over here. They'll be at like... wasn't any here. Not much. They'll be like here. Or maybe even slightly into the water like this, and you won't be able to see them until you get like on the island, so it's a pretty evil spot. But I haven't seen any artillery there lately. So, need to go to the right, bugger off.
Hey, let me turn.
So, over here is a sort of good spot if you want to passively scout the people coming down here, but you won't be able to see much more. But you do have double bush cover, which are far enough apart that they're, you know, effective. But you do need depression if you actually want to shoot here. Well, you can back up a little bit, but you won't be able to see much because of the hills. Now, when we get to this little section here, you can actually stand behind here and have some bush cover. If your tank is high enough, you can actually shoot over this, as I can right now. You need not a whole lot of depression in this spot, so this is a pretty decent spot for this type of tank. You know, not too high, not too much suppression, but you can still see everything and partially have double bush cover. Now, what I like... one little spot here. I mean, there's these spots here everywhere. If you stay behind the bush and don't break the barrier, they're pretty good spotting spots. But the one I like, this one, and it's not the biggest bush out there, but break this thing. If you go up here, and I'm, you know, entirely in the bush from any frontal direction, but the way that this thing is look at where I can shoot. I can shoot there in front of me. I have some depression on this gun, but even if you don't have any depression, it's like shoot straight ahead. A little bit higher. There. This is pretty much straight. My tank is almost horizontal here. So even if you have a tank that has pretty much no depression, this spot can still work for you because the back of the tank is pretty much lifted because of the fence, and the ground in front of it is straight compared to the fence. You can see it's tilted back slightly, but for a no depression tank, this is a good spotting spot. So you can see people. Well, you can't really see the marsh until they get like right up there, which is pretty much next to you. So that's pretty bad. Hey.
I just tracked you. I just tracked you. Hey.
I just bounced you. Now, inside the base itself, there's a couple more spots. You have a rock here with all kinds of shrubbery around it, so hard cover with bushes, always good. Another one over there, hard cover with a couple of bushes. And we have a little burning wreck of a tank here. What? Which, for this tank, is not good, as you can see. Well, yeah, I can barely shoot over it. Barely. Just, wow. Look at that. My barrel is resting on the back of the tank.
Yeah.
So,
Don't get it stuck.
the thing about this spot is, if you can shoot over it, in the back here I can't, as you can see, but if you can shoot over it, you can line up your tank like this, move forward, shoot over it, move backwards, and your turret is protected by this turret. So, if there's no artillery, for instance, it's a pretty damn good spot. I mean, you just mirror this tank for wherever anybody's shooting you, at you, and ta-da! You can also, turn forward a bit so you don't stick out in the back as much, just like that. So, that's pretty much this map covered. Then
There's also the swamp area.
yeah, I know. I was just going there. I was just gonna say, and then there's only one area left, the swamp. It's a lot lower than the rest, so you're pretty covered when you take this route. Not many people can see you. And I can show you a nice little main spot.
Do you see me?
Nope. Now I do.
Oh.
And I'm trying to think. There's two things. It kind of depends on how fast your tank is, but you can park your tank like right in here and spot pretty much most of it in there, but it's still far away. But it, like I said, it depends on the speed of your tank, because you don't want to do this on a semi-slow tank, because you're just, not going to get there in time. But if you can get there in time, this bush right here is quite close to the enemy base, so you really need some good ass cover. So camo nets plus probably paint on your tank plus a light tank that's very low to the ground and everything. But if you can pull it off, this is a incredibly good spotting spot, because you can see him going up the hill there, and basically you will lock them down in their base. If you can get here as fast as you can at the very beginning of the battle, so it also kind of depends on where you spawn in your base, but if you can get here, you can light them all up as they go towards the hill, and you can or massively delay them because your whole team is shooting at them, or you can take out multiple tanks before they can even reach the hill and start, defending up the hill or whatever. So if you can get into this position or the previous bush, I mean, there's what, 20 meters between them? So it can make all the difference with how much you can spot. And like I said, it really depends on the speed of your tank, but I mean, this one should work pretty well still. But again, you're gonna need more view range for this one to especially light up the ones that are going towards the hill. I don't think you can light those up. Yeah, maybe. I don't know exactly, but yeah, this next one, like I said, you need to get there double time or you're gonna be too late. I think we've about wrapped it up. The water here is too deep to go in. You can go along the edges, but don't go into the actual water. There's a couple of spots over there where you can go down, and there, where you can take cover from tanks that are up top, so you can, pull down, and they would have to come to the edge and be visible for people from your side of the map. But, that's just very situational that you pull back in there, and it's, not really a good spot for anything other than escaping from the enemy at that moment and, get a second to breathe, or get a chance to track them where they can't point their gun down or whatever. But other than that, it's really not anything special. So I guess that about wraps up this map. I think we covered all modes and all locations for it. Yep. If you have any questions about this map or any requests for new maps, because we're running out again, please leave a comment down below. If you know any excellent, awesome, great, super duper spots on this map that you want to share with the rest of the world, please let us know, and we might do a revisit video or just a highlight of certain tanks with certain spots, or so we'll see what we can do if we get, comments or whatever. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see the next Tactical with Tanks videos, or just more tanks videos, or just more of us or me and or Lola in general, please subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys later.
Bye. no,
Damn it.
no, no, no. Turn, turn,
Yes,
turn,
yes,
turn,
yes, yes,
turn,
yes,
turn,
yes,
turn,
yes,
turn.
yes, 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 no.
Ah, bounce. No.
Mother.
Shit. No,
Oh.
no, come on, come on.
What?
Oh.
How did that? Bull! Bull! Bull, you should be dead.
See you on the next video, guys.
God.